Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. So, before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you and give you clarity, great. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling cards. And then we'll see what happens. So, I don't know why, but I mean, today feels like a really good day, but it's like gloomy out. It's like very, very gloomy. I feel like gloomy days are some like the best days. Right? You just drink tea, warm beverages, soups, right? You get your blanket and your TVs. So, I don't know. I like gloomy days. Sunny days are awesome too, obviously, right? But I don't know. Gloomy days it's like it gives you a moment to appreciate, like, I don't know, the quiet, the stillness, right? So, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling cards, and then we'll see what comes out. I should get that deck. Hold on. I'm getting the Frost of Stillness in this deck. The Clarifying Life Situations, Frost of Stillness. We're in, what is it? We're in something, calm, icy pause, reflect, something, stillness. We're in the calm, icy pause. So I feel like now is also a good moment in time. It's like one of those times, right, in moments, like, you know, it's like, anyways. Use this energy, this day, to reflect on maybe if you've been so busy, you like, I'll you know, you kind of put that on the back burner because you're so busy, blah, 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 2, 3, 4, right? You're so busy. But days like this, I feel like would be a great time to kind of just like reflect and like really think about things, okay? We're in the calm, icy pause. Yeah, Frost of Stillness. If it doesn't come out, then I'm going to look for it and read it. But if it comes out, it'll be like, you don't have to look for me, I'm right here. We're in the calm of icy pause. All right. I'll get like 2. Ooh, Thrive and Believe. I like that. And then Trust the Process. Harmony's Call. Create a New Identity. I like that. All right. So the first 2 cards that came out is Thrive and Believe and Trust the Process. With Thrive and Believe, embrace growth and trust. Why does it feel like there's a hair on my tongue? Somebody could be doing so stupid. Somebody could be trying to do magic to like bind your mouth or your tongue, so your tongue can't like properly enunciate. So you can't enunciate your words properly. Okay. So if you feel like you have to like enunciate a little bit harder, push through that. All right, push through that. I know when I was a young child, right? When I was like a young child, I had a speech impediment, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I had such a bad speech impediment. I was like in speech therapy and all that. But when I tell people this, they're like, oh my God, you could never tell. I'm like, yeah, I know. Because I'd be enunciating the shizzle out of my words. But yeah. So if you feel like you have to like enunciate a little bit harder, that's okay. Just push through it. Someone could be trying to bind your tongue. all right, is because of the things that you're saying. There are some people that don't want you to talk, so they could be doing magic to bind your tongue, because if you're able to talk freely and have free movement of your tongue and blah, 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 who knows what's going to come out of your mouth, right? So that's a side note. But so thrive and believe, embrace growth, and trust and promise. So the promise of the Most High God. There's a promise for you. There's a purpose for you. There's a point for you. Blah, 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 blah. All that good stuff, right? I love it. Keep an open mind. Answers reveal the path to fulfillment. Now, I'm also getting the answers will reveal themselves in time, okay? And also when you use this energy to reflect, right? So trust and believe. Trust and believe. Trust the process. Thrive and believe. There's a lot of trust here. It's basically you. It's like you having a trust fall with the universe. All right, you know those trust falls, like those. They're always used for like company retreats or things like that, right? And then they use like those trust falls, which is supposed to be representative of, you know, if we trust each other, we can make the dream and work. We can work on the mission, and it's all part of the mission. I've been getting a lot of corporate Erin lately. That chick is so funny. Look her up. Corporate Erin. She's just like a gas. It's so funny. She's all about the mission. We're gonna circle back and get back to that. We're gonna put a pin in that. So I basically feel like you should just keep whatever it is that you're working on with that Capricorn energy. Keep working on that and trust that things are going to be falling in place accordingly. Okay. Don't worry about the background noise. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Just work when you have to work, and when it's time to reflect, take that moment to be like, okay, so I noticed this happened the other day. Let me rewind, blah, 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 whatever. Trust the process. Embrace uncertainty. Have faith in the journey unfolding before you. Yeah, it's like a trust fall with the universe. So this is, what is it? Trust the process, right? What is that, an hourglass? And then we have thrive and believe. So we got seedlings growing. We got an hourglass here. The sun is at the top. I'm hearing the sun is setting in the sky, but it's from, what is it from? I think it's from Teletubbies. Time to say goodbye bye, right? It's the outro. I haven't seen this one forever, but it's the outro of Teletubbies. And the outro, all the speakers, they rise up, and then the speakers, they go, time for Telly bye bye, time for Telly bye bye. And then the outro is talking about the sun, the baby, the baby's the sun. And then the outro, it goes, and the sun is setting in the sky. Time for Telly bye bye. So I feel like it's such a peaceful way of ending something. It's such a peaceful way of ending the episode of the show. So something is ending for you very peacefully, okay? Very peacefully. And it's kind of like, it's not like one of those crazy outros where like they're blaring the music and it's chaos and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I can't wait for the next episode. No, it's not like that. It's just like, okay. And there's something about a transition or like a next chapter for you. So however this chapter is closing out for you, it's going to... I was also getting something about a regulated nervous system. Sorry, it's just... I was also getting something about a regulated nervous system, right? So you've re-regulated your nervous system. So instead of like being anxious about the next chapter, you're like, okay, you know, I can work with this. This is nice. And because you already trust the universe, you're having a whole trust fall with the universe. The universe is like, yeah, don't worry about it. We got you. And you're like, you got me? The universe is like, yeah, I got you. And you're like, okay, so, you know, whenever this ends, it ends. And whenever this begins, it begins. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, I just heard, unfortunately. Yeah, so now I got to go into those cards. But overall, though, this is pretty good for you, I would say. Time for Telly bye-bye. Time for Telly bye-bye. Teletubbies. I'm seeing a lot of Poe. Poe would be the youngest one in the group. There's Tinky Winky, which I think is the purple one. Lala, which is the yellow one. Tinky Winky. Dinky, I think, is the green one. And then Poe is the red one. So there's something about the younger one. I think there was an episode where Poe was being, I don't know why, this is like grade school stuff right here. Teletubbies, that's like grade school babies grade school. Like that's like early childhood learning stuff right there. But then again, I remember when I was learning how to walk, so there's that. But I remember, oh my gosh. Yeah, I remember, I think there was like an episode where Poe felt like he was being overlooked, or like everybody was so busy and he wanted to play. Alright? So there could have been something like that. Like you could have just felt overlooked or overseen. But I feel like there's something like that's no more. You're no longer being overlooked. You're no longer being overseen. Let me see. Wow. That show came out in 1997. That's crazy. Tinky Winky, Dipsy. It's Dipsy, not Dinky. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, and Poe. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, that's what it was. It was about the scooter. Why does this make me feel sad? So I feel like you have something that was yours, right? I'm gonna read the episode, but you always had something that was yours, and whenever people try to take it or whatever, like they were never satisfied with it or happy with it. That's because it was never for them. But they always were never happy or satisfied with it, or like this doesn't work or blah blah blah. But it was perfectly fine for you, but it made you feel some type of way. Like the best example I can give you would be listen to this. All right. Jeez, this is going way back. All right. There was a segment. Okay. A popular segment called "Trying Poe's Scooter" features Poe letting the other Teletubbies ride. Oh, so Poe's a girl. Okay. Poe letting the other Teletubbies. Oh, because Dipsy and Tinky Winky were boys, so Lala and Poe were girls. There are 2 boys and 2 girls. Anyways, "Trying Poe's Scooter" features Poe letting the other Teletubbies ride her scooter, only for them to dismiss it. The episode that features this segment is Trikes. Okay. Poe is happily riding her scooter until she meets Tinky Winky, Dipsy, and Lala. Each of the other Teletubbies gets a turn on Poe's scooter. However, they each find something wrong with it. Tinky Winky thinks the scooter is too slow and falls off. Dipsy thinks it's too fast and crashes into a tree. Lala says it's too wobbly and falls off. After her friends complain about her scooter, Poe rides off alone. She's happy again by the time the segment ends. Aw, and the other Teletubbies run back to give her a big hug. Big hug! I remember that. And then they all go together. Big hug, big hug, big hug. Yeah. So I feel like there's something here about whatever you had. Okay, you could still have this. This could be your kindness, your compassion, your intuition, your words. I don't know what it is, but it was something where whenever someone tried to take it and then use it, it was either too big or too small or not enough or too much, or it just wasn't a right fit for them. And because of that, like, they would downplay it or they would make you feel bad about it. But it was perfect for you. Your intuition is perfect for you, right? Like those pairs of shoes are customized, perfect for you. That's why it's too big or too. I'm also getting Cinderella, right? Nobody could fit in Cinderella's glass slippers, and still to this day, people are like, how come no one fit in her glass slippers? How come no one? Because the fairy godmother specifically custom made the shoes out of magic for Cinderella. Okay, so even though it looks like someone could fit the shoe, at the end of the day, they couldn't, because it's made out of magic, so it's not going to fit anybody else other than Cinderella. So there's something like that. There was something that's like a perfect fit for you, and whenever someone tried to use it or wear it or whatever the case it is, there was always something wrong with it. It's, oh, this is broken, it's not working. So that, I feel like that would in turn make you feel some type of way, like, oh, maybe this is broken, maybe this doesn't work, maybe I shouldn't use this, maybe I shouldn't say this, maybe I shouldn't wear this, right? But when you're, I feel like something happened, I don't know how, I don't know what, but good, because you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna work with it. And that's what you should have been doing a bit, but then, you know, lessons, right? And comes to find out, it's perfect for you. So now everybody wants to give you a big hug, everybody wants to give you flowers, everybody wants to give you a round of applause. But weren't you guys just trying to downplay something? The same exact thing that you're applauding me for is what you tried to downplay me before about. So, anyways. So there's something about that, okay? So that's, I feel like that's everybody else around you. But for you, I feel like, you know what? This is what I got to work with. I'm just going to work with it and trust the process and blah, 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 blah. So now it's like a full circle. Full circle. Now we're making a full circle back. Okay? Two cards. Energy vampire. Hiding their identity in plain sight. So you have an energy vampire that is trying. Okay? They're not exactly succeeding at this. But they are very, very trying. And hiding who they are, what their intentions are, their identity, which is they are an energy vampire. Okay, what is that? Oh, so you have someone that's this energy vampire is here. I'll show you. You have an energy vampire that is trying to hide their identity in plain sight. I know my handwriting is like chicken scratch, but I can read it, so it's alright. On the bottom of the deck, it says they have a knife behind their back. So this energy vampire who has been trying to hide their identity in plain sight. The reason why it's not working so well right now, because so your scooter, like Poe's scooter, your scooter could have been your intuition, right? And your intuition works perfectly fine for you. So that's another reason why this energy vampire can't exactly hide who they are, hide their identity from you. Maybe other people, for sure. But for you, not exactly. So I feel like that's kind of, that's bringing out the monster in them. It's a Spanish saying, me está sacando el monstruo, which is basically saying you're bringing out the monster in me. So whoever this energy vampire is, they're really showing their true colors, which is, you know, they're a freaking energy vampire. But because they can't do that anymore, they're getting the monster, the monster that they are is being revealed, and it's gonna make them lash out because they can't. It's like the mask has been ripped off, or like a bunch of lights have been shown on them, and it's like, freeze, we see you, drop the knife, right? So it's kind of like that energy. But yeah, the only reason why they have that knife in their hands in the first place is because they're lashing out, because they're being seen as who they are. No, they're being seen as what they are, which is an energy vampire. Okay, so be cautious of this person. They're playing dirty, they're not playing fair, they have a knife behind their back. You're aware of this, you know of this, but there's nothing that you need to be doing, which is the only thing you need to be doing is thrive, keep thriving in whatever it is that you're thriving, keep believing, and keep trusting the process, right? Thrive, believe, and trust the process. That's all you have to be doing. This is like the background character villain story is it's revealing itself at its own pace, accordingly, as it should, you know, with time. That's God's time, all right? Not your time. Don't be revealing. Don't be, oh, it's you. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need to do all that, right? You're not called to do all that. The Most High God will deal with this accordingly when it's time. That's it, right? And I think that's what really is irritating this energy vampire, because it's like, you know who this person is, you know what they are, and that's like making them paranoid because they're biting their nails and like, any day now, I'm gonna get called out, any day now. And the entire time you're just like, no, I don't need to do that. Because the reason why they're freaking out is because they would do that. They would absolutely do that. They're quick to throw people under the bus, right? They would do that. That's why they're paranoid. And it's so funny because it's like you're just reflecting about the day that you had yesterday, trying to see what shows you should watch, drinking your cup of tea outside. We needed this weather. That energy. And this person's like, any day now. Like, go twitch in the corner over there. Right? So that's that. It's actually interesting to see how people's minds betray them, right? But it's like, you were so high and mighty before, right? Where was all that energy, all that hooting and hollering? These are people that can only put out, but then when all that energy, it's like, no, I reject that energy that you just sent me. That's not mine. I don't want that. So it's like, it has to go back. It's a boomerang. They cannot handle what they put out. That's why you got to be careful what you put out, what you say, because can you handle that? Can you admit to that? Can you own that? The things that you do and say, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. If this comes back to me, can I own this? Can I admit to this? Can I take accountability for this? And a lot of the times people cannot. That is what becomes their downfall. Divine timing. I told you. My elbow just bumped. So you're going to end up running into someone or seeing someone that you don't want to see. This person wants to see about you. We have lied about a relationship. Someone is lying about a relationship. This is the Dark Witch. I love the Most High God. I truly do. Truly. With like, I can't. If I try to talk about it, I'm going to start crying. Because that's just how much I love God. So we have an energy vampire, this Dark Witch that lied about a relationship or has been lying about a relationship. This could be a relationship on their end, being in a relationship with you, or about the relationships that you were involved in, or the relationships that you had. Whatever. It's just too much lying, too much manipulating, too much of this, and I feel like a bunch of stuff is going back to this energy vampire, and they can't handle it. That's not the energy I want to take. You're an energy vampire, right? Yeah, but I want positive energy. I don't want my own negative energy back at me. It's like, but it's yours. That belongs to you. Yeah, but I don't want that. Well, you can't take my positive energy. That's mine. It belongs to me. I'm not sharing with you. No way. You can't have it. But I don't want my own energy. Why? Because their energy is crap. They don't like it. I don't know what to tell you because you can't have my energy. That's it. No is a no. No is very powerful. So you have divine timing, the letter D. It could be somebody's first, last, middle, initial, name, reward, or place. I feel like it's about darn time. Okay? We have someone who's spiritually blocked. Definitely not you, because you're being told to thrive and believe in trusted process. It's this energy vampire. I just said you can't have my positive energy. You can't have it. You can't have it. No. So what is an energy vampire when they have no energy to, siphon? Okay? So they're going to be lashing out because they've been cut off. That's like old while now. Listen, I spent a lot of alone time in my childhood, so all I did was like watch TV and read books. But yeah, so this person's cut off from your positive energy. They can't siphon your energy. You're probably not the only one that they can't siphon off of anymore either. So they're starting to lash out. That's why they have a knife behind their back. All right. It says, look in the mirror. You are beautiful. Aww. You're beautiful, collective. And you know what? Let me make that a little bit better. Because it's starting to fade. Hold on. See? Look in the mirror. You are beautiful. XO heart happy. I feel like that's your energy. The last card, it says, ooh, yeah. This is definitely an energy vampire. This is like, they don't, without being able to siphon energy, they don't know what to do. They don't know who they are. We have Proverbs 28 or 25:28. Whoever has no rule over their own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. It's this person over here. I also feel like this person doesn't exactly really believe in the Most High God, because it's an energy vampire and a dark witch. It's like a parasite. That's why I've been seeing that lady again. Oh. But it's not really the lady. It's more of what she had done in the middle of the night. So you have an energy vampire, this dark witch, this parasitic person. They're trying to call you in at night. They're trying to call you in. Oh, Proverbs 25:28. Whoever has a rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. So if you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night, right? There's a reason for that. I feel like that's for your protection, because somebody is trying to mess with dreams and trying to call you in and trying to do this and dangerous stuff that they're dealing with, that they're trying to do, and they need to stop. They have no business doing this, not to you. I can't speak for anybody else, but you're not the one to be doing this to, and they're gonna find out the hard way. They could probably already be, something about their health could already be declining. So I don't know why. I feel like this person wants you to be like their puppet, or like, just stand here, don't talk, don't move, let me siphon from you. Just stand here. It's like that. Walk when I tell you to walk. Move when I tell you to move. So, I don't know. That's that dark witch part of her, right? It's like a need for control, a need to siphon, overpower, dominate, manipulate. I don't know. This could be a karmic masculine or karmic feminine, but let me tell you something. This person's all messed up and twisted. And they're being seen for who they are, and they're lashing out because they... to them, it's like, what do you mean you guys can see me? They don't like that. What are you gonna do? Alright. Oh, it's so early. No, that should be like that. Bum, bum, ba. Bum, bum, ba, dum. Oh, this is good timing with this video. Bum, ba, dum, bum. It's so quiet outside. I like it. Time for Telly bye-bye. Time for Telly bye-bye. What does the outro say? Let me see. Yeah, the sun is setting in the sky. Teletubbies say goodbye. Signature send-off line. Was that it? Oh wow, I ran from 1997 to 2001. feel like someone was trying to cancel you. I think there's something about whoever this dark witch / energy vampire, this parasitic person, they were trying to get you canceled, either from relationships, opportunities. This relationships could also be with business relationships, romantic relationships, intimate relationships, familial relationships, friendships, your neighborhood, your job, your environment, whatever. I feel like they were just trying to get you canceled all over the place. And as soon as, if that were the case, not that it was going to ever happen, but if that were the case, they would step up and be like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So it's like you would physically, mentally, emotionally, financially have no choice but to be in their presence. I feel like this person was just trying to cancel you. But instead of like, or maybe like cancel a relationship, or cancel a dynamic, or cancel a job, and they were like trying to do this. But there's something about it, instead of you being canceled, it just ended more peacefully. Like, let's say if they were trying to cancel a relationship, right? Let's say a romantic relationship. They were trying to cancel a romantic relationship with you. But the way they wanted it to be done was like I just said, like one of those outros that are really loud and chaotic and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh my God, what's the next episode gonna be like, right? Anxious about the next episode. It's something about your nervous system. They're trying to get you canceled, but in a way where it would shock your nervous system, right? And look. There's a spider. There's a snake in my boots. Look, I don't know if you guys can see it. You better come over here. Hold on. Go. See? I have no idea where it went. Oh, I see it. Okay. I put it outside. What was I saying? I feel like I just made a mess. Yeah, I feel like they were trying to like shock your nervous system in like ending things a certain way for you, in a way where it would be chaotic and like nerve-wracking, and you'd be like, oh, I don't know about this next relationship, I don't know about this next job, I don't know about this next house, I don't know about this next whatever. You would be in that energy. Like they wanted to be in control of it, but it just didn't happen that way, because it's like you're leaving that job very peacefully. You're ending that relationship very peacefully. You're moving from that home in a very peaceful, it's just calm. It's not crazy, chaotic, wah! Right? It's just relaxed. It's calm. Alright, so that's that. Because God is like, this is going to end when I want this to end for the collective. This is going to close out when it's ready to close out for the collective. Right? And the way it's supposed to close out is very like, okay, you go your way, I go my way. Or, you know, thanks for the opportunity. I'd like to put in my 2 weeks. Or, you know, I've been looking at new houses. When should we close out our lease? Things like that. Right? Not like, oh, I'm moving and I'm not going to pay the last month of rent. And blah. It's too much. Too much. You don't need all that. And God made sure of it. So there's also something about that too. Alright. Alright. Let me see. I should put that. There we go. I didn't want to drink a spider. Okay. I mean, I feel like that cold's gonna freeze. I mean, it's not that cold out. It'll be alright. It could just like knit itself a little sweater. But what if that spider is like, my babies are in that house? I mean, it'll find a way. Why? Ugh. Alright, we have the Seven of Birds. Ooh, and the Three of Pentacles. Yikes. That's not good. I do feel like whoever this energy vampire... So I feel like that's what I was getting. I was getting that the energy vampire and this dark witch are two different people. Because it doesn't... There's something about them being one entity. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like these are two separate entities, two separate beings, two separate people. This dark witch is one person and the energy vampire is another person. You got people that are collaborating together, like secret alliances happening to try and cancel you, to try and get you kicked out or banned or terminated or broken up with or whatever. It's a lot of it is just to shock your nervous system. Right? It's something, having a regulated nervous system is it's a lot more important than people realize. It absolutely is. Because when you have a dysregulated nervous system, you miss out on opportunities, you forfeit positions, you give up things that are meant for you. You literally will step out of the way and give someone else your blessing because you're too afraid of the blessing, you're too afraid of the responsibility, you're too afraid of the gift, you're too afraid of what people will say. That is why having a regulated nervous system is very, very important, because you know, no, that's mine. No, I don't want that. I'm good here, right? That's why it's important. Someone wanted you to be in that energy where you're just like, okay, sure, you can have that, or okay, yeah, I'll stop talking, or oh, okay, yeah, I'll move out of the way, sure, or yeah, you could, no, it's okay, you can step all over me, it's okay, my back is not, it's okay, I just gotta, ma'am, your back is broken in like 4 pieces. What do you mean you're gonna let someone walk all over you, right? That's why it's very important to have a regulated nervous system. So, with that being said, you had a group of people that were really working hard to shock your nervous system so that way you would be in that energy of like accepting anything. That's crazy, right? That's dark. And I'm laughing because it's so ironic that like people would really do shit like that. I can't imagine someone wanting to purposely dysregulate someone else's nervous system just so that way it's like a sense of control. That is so dark, and actually that's really, really sad. But God was like, we're good on that. Right? So your nervous system's pretty good. I'm also getting too, because these two cards are dual. So we have the Seven of Swords upright and the Three of Pentacles upright, which is the Three of Trees and the Seven of Birds. All right? So while you have this secret collaboration going on, the secret alliance to try and dysregulate your nervous system, on the other end of the spectrum, which is you, so you have people in their south node trying to mess with your nervous system, right? You're up here, you're whoever you're collaborating with, whoever you're working with, whoever you're learning from, whoever's teaching you, whoever you're guiding. It's a give and take with learning information, working together, like a support system. Whatever that is, whoever that is for you and to you, that's also being kept a secret. That's nobody's business, all right? That's nobody's business. So while you have these people like, oh yeah, we're going to dysregulate their nervous system, we're going to, be corrupt and let's work together and bring them down, haha, right? While they're being the villains in the background, which is what they are, background characters of your life. While they're doing that, you're over here like having your own collaborations and your own teaching and guiding and learning, and it's like a working together, something about triangulation. So you could have had this energy vampire and this dark witch if they are the same person. I feel like that's a really big if. If they are the same person, they were trying really, really hard to triangulate people. Now, if you don't know what triangulate is, I'm going to look it up because I can't exactly explain it myself. But it's kind of like when you're, it's like, for my example, it's like you have a friend, okay? And that friend is weird, like towards you. They be doing weird shizzle towards you, whatever, right? And you tell this friend, oh yeah, I'm going to have an interview at this company coming up. That friend will call the company up and be like, oh, I don't think you should blah, 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 right? I don't think you should hire the collective or whatever the case it is. So now your employer, your future employer, has a certain idea or image of you, right? So let's say the intention was to not get you hired so you don't get hired, or the intention was to, I don't know, make people think a certain way about you, disrupt your natural image. So now you're hired, but people already feel some type of way about you. They already have some sort of distrust towards you, right? So you're trying to befriend those people or trying to connect with those people. But meanwhile, you have that one friend that's like, yeah, I really don't think you should talk to them. So then you'd be like, oh, I don't know why these people don't want to talk to me. They're responsible to be like, girl, I don't know. Or, yeah, I don't know, bro. That's weird. But the whole point is so that way no one is actually really connecting with you. No one is actually really talking with you, getting to know you, experiencing you, right? But let me look up I feel like a proper definition, because I feel like that's just, I don't know, I can see things better than I can explain them in my head. So that's why I'm always Googling shit. Triangulation. That's crazy, yeah. All right, look. So I just said, if there's a big if, this energy vampire and this dark witch could be the same person, but I don't think they are the same person. There's something, I don't know. The best thing I can see is like they're not hosting the same body. So it's like two different people, okay? These two energies are not within the same vessel. I don't know. What does it mean to triangulate someone? To triangulate someone in a psychological context means to involve a third party or entity in a dyadic relationship, which is two people, right? The energy vampire and the dark witch. To control the flow of communication or information, often to gain power, influence, or to avoid direct conflict. So meanwhile, you're just like, oh, I don't know, you're talking to this person. Why isn't so-and-so talking to me, right? And that person that you're asking, your friend, went and told person B, let's call him person B. They went and told person B, yeah, you shouldn't be talking to person C because they said this, and this, and that. And I stuck up for you, but they don't care, and they're saying this, and that. So I don't think you should talk to them anymore. So person B will never talk to you again. And you don't know why. You have no idea why. But you're asking person A, yeah, why doesn't person B talk to me anymore? Girl, I don't know. That's weird. I could talk to them. That's what that is. Right? There's something about with person A feels threatened about the relationships that you can gain or maintain or create on your own without their influence. All right? Anyways, this dynamic destabilizes, that's the whole point. This dynamic destabilizes the original two-person relationship by creating a triangle where one person manipulates how others communicate, preventing direct interaction and fostering dependency on the person initiating the triangulation. That's what that is. Okay? That's crazy. I mean, it's just really, really sad, because it really shows like you're that codependent that you have to do that. You don't think that's sad? You don't think that's like pathetic? That you have to go out of your way to manipulate relationships because you're afraid of people talking behind, having conversations alone, or doing this alone, or going to the meetings alone or whatever, and you're not involved. And it's like crazy to think that you always have to be involved. That's actually really sad. I think it's the energy vampire that has been triangulating, and the dark witch is like kind of in the background. So whoever this energy vampire is, their means of triangulation and saying this to this person. And it's crazy because when you do things like that, you got to keep in mind, so what happens if person B directly confronts person C and come to find out person B is finding out person C never even said that? Now what happens to person A? Does person A think about that? Do they ever think, what if these people decide to have a conversation by themselves without me, without my influence, behind my back? What happens if they decide to have a conversation, hash it out amongst themselves? These energy vampires that triangulate things like this, they don't think about that. They just think, oh yeah, I'm gonna lie here, and everything will be good. No one can refute my lies because no one's talking to each other, no one's admitting anything to each other, no one's communicating with each other. So in their mind, they're good. They can keep all their relationships secret. They can keep it all together because no one's talking to each other. No one's communicating. I don't think they are, like, what are you going to do, right? So when person A or when person B, C, D, E, F, G confronts person A about everything that they've been saying, do you think person A is going to be able to, like, own up to it, admit to it, and take accountability for the things that they've been saying, the things that they've been doing? Do you think they're going to be able to do that? Probably not, because they're already lashing out right now, because people are already communicating. People that they probably were hoping to never communicate are communicating, right? You have all these alliances now that were made in secret, and those alliances are breaking, and now you have new alliances forming. And I feel like one of the reasons why this person's lashing out is because they can't control that. They can't throw a sword in that and be like, okay, that's enough of that. They can't do that. They can't. I feel like this person does magic with M-A-G-I-C. Illusions. This person, and I'll tell you why. Because they're spiritually blocked. So if they're spiritually blocked, they don't have magic. M-A-G-I-C-K. That's real magic. M-I-G-I-C, that's illusions. Sleight of hand, tricks. That's all they can do. Tricks, sleight of hand, illusions. That's all they have. They don't have real magic because they're spiritually blocked. Anyways, so the top of my left ear is like burning and itching. So we have the Seven of Swords upright and the Three of Pentacles upright. So whoever you're communicating with, whoever you're learning from, whoever is mentoring you, whoever is guiding you, whoever you're guiding, whoever you're teaching, that doesn't need to be spoken about. That's no one's business. That's kind of, it is what it is. And that's okay. Are you supposed to be talking about every person that you talk to during the day? No, you don't have to. What fell out? The Chariot and the Spirit plane. Wow. I'm getting a headache. I haven't had a headache in a long time, actually. So this is very interesting. Because it's very, very subtle. It's like a small pulse. So we have the Chariot, the soul plane. So that's, you could be a Cancer. This person could be a Cancer. Or it's kind of like you're going somewhere spiritually where this person cannot go. Or you are currently somewhere spiritually where this person they don't have access to. Alright? But you're very spiritually fertile. You're good. You're trusting. You've got access. It's so funny because I had a dream the other day where there was like this mansion. Right? And there was like this mansion. But it was something very, very like elite about it. Okay? There are sirens in the background now. And the person who owned the mansion was a masculine. And the masculine was very, very well known, very, very popular, very, very cool, very kind. I didn't get a bad vibe from him at all, right? And he was having like an event or a get together at his mansion, and it was so cool because he had personally invited me, like he personally wanted me to be there. Like, yeah, you should. I would love it if you came, like that. It wasn't weird or sketchy or right? It was just like, yeah, I would love it if you were there. It'd be great to have you there. Very, kosher about it. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, that sounds fun. I'll definitely be there. And I was there, but I kept getting the feeling like I was unwelcome by the guests. My phone just went up. By the other guests. I was like unwelcome by the other guests. But the person who was throwing the party, like who was hosting the event, right? Every time they seen me, I felt very welcome. Like they would acknowledge me, say hello, blah, blah, blah. They would talk to me. It was their home, their environment, their party, whatever. But I always felt welcomed, right, by them personally. But their guests, I was just like their guests made me feel like I shouldn't be there, like I wasn't welcome. But it's like, no, I'm allowed to be here because the owner of this entire place personally invited me. So I don't know why you're saying that I can't be here. And it's crazy because every time like I would look at or lock eyes with like the owner of the mansion or whatever, they would always like acknowledge me and like, yeah, have fun, are you having a good time? Like they would always, and that made me feel like more reassured that, oh yeah, I can be here, it's okay for me to be here, right? So something like that. So you have access to something and people don't like that you have access to something, Now, go back to the beginning, right? When I was talking about the Teletubbies and Poe's scooter, right? It could be something that you already have or have access to, and people wanted to make it seem like you don't have access to it, but they wanted to use it, but they couldn't use it, or it wouldn't work for them, right? Here, you can have this thing, it's broken, I can't make it work. And you're like, well, if it's, I might as well just, see what I can do if it's broken. Come to find out it was never broken. Or you were never broken. Okay? So yeah, I like this. So this is the Chariot and then Spirit Plane, which is crazy because I actually had a dream, and this is what I was seeing in the dream. And in the dream, I was already like, I don't know, like it looked like I was in space. I had wrote the dream down, but I was looking in space, and like someone kept asking me in the dream what I was seeing, because even though they were next to me, they couldn't see what I was seeing. And they kept asking me what I was seeing, and it was a masculine. So the masculine could be the Dark Witch, and the energy vampire could be a feminine. I feel like my brain runs like a million miles an hour, and it's always like idea after idea, thought after thought, this after this, vision after vision, image after image. It'd be so exhausting sometimes, right? I was like, anyways, so yeah, this is exactly what I was seeing. That's crazy. I had wrote the dream down. So you could be Cancer. Somebody in this energy could be a Cancer. This could be about the 4th house. Yeah, I'm getting a headache. Something about the 4th house. Somebody can have a karmic mother figure too, or you are a mother figure, or this is just about you taking control of like the kind of dynamic that you want in that 4th house energy, the home life, family, children, something about that. So this is part of your destiny. Someone was trying to like destroy this part of your destiny. Seven of Pentacles up top of the Seven of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles upright. And then reverse, we have the 4 of Lotuses, which is the 4 of Cups. Listen. Oh my God. Whoever these people are, whoever this energy vampire is, I'll tell you something. I feel like they feel like they're missing out on some sort of opportunity, or like they feel like they missed out on an opportunity. Maybe on love, family dynamic, a relationship, home. Whoever this person is, this could have been someone who, like, they sold their soul or attempted to make a deal or a bargain, not realizing that they already had some amazing blessing in store for them, right? But because they were impatient, they made that deal, that bargain, they signed that contract, blah, 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 blah. So obviously they lost out on everything that they would have gained for the time being. And the time being could be this lifetime, another 2 more lifetimes, right? I don't know. But for the time being, that's God's timing, okay? So I can't tell you that exactly. But they missed out on a bunch of things because they were impatient. And they see that you're getting those things right now. And they don't like that. They feel like, well, that's not fair. I want that too. But it's just not hitting you right now. It's literally not in the cards for you right now. So you have to wait your turn. That's it. So they feel like they missed out on an opportunity because they were being impatient and this and that. And now they want to bother you. That's stupid, right? Anyways, the Seven of Pentacles upright. So I feel like they worked together. Oh, we're going to work together and steal this from the collective. That's stupid, right? Now, again, this is also dual, right? The Seven of Swords and the Three of Pentacles was dual. So I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles, whatever seeds you're planting, I'm also getting the phrase, you got to spend money to make money. So whatever you're investing in, you're going to get, why am I hearing comeuppance? Whatever you're investing in, you're literally seeing the fruits of your labor. All right? Whatever you're collaborating with, whoever you're collaborating with, whatever you're learning from, whoever's learning you, from you, teaching you, whatever you're working on. But you need to keep that a secret. Keep that hush hush. All right, because you do have this person. It's like, let's all work together and bother the collective and steal from the collective. Right now, you have those people doing that. But on the other end of the spectrum, you have your people saying, well, if they don't know who we're working with, then they can't bother you. Right? If they don't know who we are, they can't bother the collective. If they don't know what we're doing, they can't take from the collective. What was I going to look up? Oh, comeuppance. Thank you. Comeuppance. Oof. A punishment or fate that someone deserves. Wow. So someone feels like because you're getting this, I don't know, they feel like because they lost out on something, you should lose out on something too. But it's crazy because by doing that to you, they're just guaranteeing like a punishment for them. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's like you're angry and upset, so you're going to take it out on, trigger warning, you're going to take it out on your pet or your child. So now you shouldn't do that, because now you're about to get charged with, physical abuse of your child or your pet. That's crazy. And you think that it's like you think you can transfer that kind of negative energy without consequences. There's consequences. This person is just in an energy, well, that's not fair, so I'm going to go do this. And that's stupid, right? I feel like comeuppance is like a really, really old word, though, too. Like consumption. Consumption is an old word, too. It also refers to, like, what is it, tuberculosis, if I'm not mistaken. So this is someone that's been following you around. Like, I mean, vampires are known to live for a long time, like hundreds of years, right? So I feel like this is someone that's either been following you for a very, very long time, or they've been doing this to other people for a very long time, but they can't do this to you. But I'm really getting the fact that this is someone who has been following you for a very long time. I'm going to get two more and then I'll close the reading. We have the Page of Swords reversed. Wow. And the Two of Wands reversed. Wow. I don't know what to say to this person, man. There's something so desperate about this person. So whoever this person is, they're trying to find ways, or they're trying to spy on you and watch you and stalk you and keep tabs on you, and they're trying to do that, but it's like it's not working, because it's just not working. It doesn't make sense that they're doing this. And then the more that they do this, it's revealing who they really are. And the craziest thing about it is they cannot help but stalk and spy and watch. Stalk and spy and watch. They can't help it. They can't. It's like they have a visceral need to, like a physical need to. They cannot stop and help this. And it's crazy because they feel like you're the one that, it's them. And that that's what I'm saying, the mind, right? Their mind is their biggest, right now it's their biggest enemy. And it's showing. You have the Page of Swords reversed, which is also the Weaver. So whatever this person was weaving, whatever lies they were weaving, which is crazy because we just saw a spider crawling around my cart. Granted, I was trying to catch it, right? But the spider was everywhere. I had to bring it outside because you're doing too much. But the Page of Swords reversed is also the Weaver. I'll show you. Right? Hold on. That's the Weaver. And then that's the Page of Swords. So whoever this person was, they were definitely trying to weave some sort of story, some sort of narrative, some sort of live. Trying to create webs, right? And it's like, that's just so much. People don't care about that. People are just, there's a web here, let me just get it out the way, chop it out the way, right? People aren't letting those lies stop them anymore. If anything, we're going to get through those lies and figure out why that lie is even in existence. Okay, so you said this person doesn't like the color blue, so we shouldn't talk to them. Before, it would have been like, okay, yeah, we shouldn't talk to them because they don't like the color blue. That's weird, right? But nowadays, it's like, okay, well, if they don't like the color blue, I want to find out why. Let's find out why. Come to find out, the reason why they don't like the color blue is because, I don't know, they had a traumatic history with the color blue. So, you know, and it's just like, oh, wow, that makes sense, right? We're not just going to stop at the lies. Not anymore, especially with it being the age of Aquarius, right? So, I don't understand. It's not working. It was. They were doing a real good job. I commend them because this shit was good, right? But it's not working anymore. Two of Wands reverse. Two of Embers reverse. Their fire has been put out. You see, it's like a staff and it's been put out and there's only the smoke left, right? So, I don't know what to tell you. But they're weird, manipulative web of lies, creating fires, and, you know, we're going to start a fire over here and then run away. Oh my gosh, the fire, where did it come from? All right, we know you got soots on your fingers, okay, and you smell like smoke and burnt paper, so it was definitely you. So anyways, this is our reading. Hop a house. Bye.